Because I was in the end zone, so hell, I couldn't tell if it was 1st and 10 or 3rd and 2 or whatever it was. So, but it was good. That was a really good thing for me today.
Walked up late. I'm guessing you're talking about just the tempo of things.
Just tempo and organization of it, and communication with Brandon every day in practice. You know, just going through the script is different than having to call it. You know, and having to know the down and distance, and you know, those kind of things. So that was really good today to go through that exercise. And again, it makes it easier when you've got a guy like him and the guys we have, players like that. They kind of make up for some things.
As you come into the fall off the spring, are you finding your selection of weapons is even greater than it was in the spring? I mean, obviously Stewart jumps in there, but it looks like even some of the guys that may not have shown up as much in the spring, they're showing up in the fall.
Well, I think you have Hubert, who I think is trusting his ankle and his foot a little bit more. You've got Michael Harrison, who had gotten hurt. He's back out there. You add in some of the freshmen, and then all of a sudden, you know, things seem to function better at the ones, the twos, the threes. So, you know, I don't know if we found any more weapons other than I think they're playing better, as they should. You know, as they get older and you coach them, they should continue to get better. And if they don't, then they either don't care, don't want to be coached, or have a drug or alcohol problem. That's the only thing I know.
Would you talk about Josh Stewart a little bit? He keeps showing up, doesn't he, day after day? You
know, I'm the first guy to say when he showed up here, I said, what, 5'10", 160 pounds? I mean, are you kidding me? And that guy is a flat player. You know, body quickness, toughness, catch the ball, can run all day. The only thing he lacks is height. But everything else you want in a player. I hope it doesn't flip back on me, because I was, you know, I flipped, and now I hope it doesn't flip back. But he's got everything you want. I mean, he just does. I think he's going to be an outstanding player. And I think it's going to be this year.
I'm trying to put together a story. All the teams that are the proliferation of no-huddle offenses, you guys among them. Just talk about why you see so many of them and what advantages it really gives you.
Well, let's talk first spread. I think the spread allows you to play guys like Josh. Those are guys, the Percy Harvins, the Wes Welkers, the Josh Coopers. Those guys all get to play, and they're really good players in that role. You take that away in your pro-I offense, then you need route running bigger guys, and that's really a fact, okay? So with that, you can recruit a lot of smaller athletes. Your O-line doesn't have to move guys as much. You create more space. I think that was the first part of it. Okay, then it's like, well, let's see if we can create a tempo that creates anxiety and creates a little bit of confusion for the defense, but doesn't confuse you. And then if it was starting off with like, okay, running the ball, then some of the teams would go to look to the sideline. So if you know huddled, you could look and see what the defense is doing and then change your play. See, when you speed up the tempo, now what are they doing? Okay, I've got this menu of plays I can check. And then it just went to like, hey, you know, let's see how many plays we can run. The bottom line is no huddle, I don't know, okay? Be able to protect the football and be able to make explosive plays. That's it. That's really the gist of how you win. Now, whether that's 80, 90 plays, 100 plays, I don't know, you know, so. The problem is when you run a lot of plays like that, is you have to be careful of exposing your defense to that. So you just have to be careful. There's a give and take. The better you are in offense than their defense, the more plays you want to run, because over time, you're going to expose them, right? I mean, it's like 1-game series and a 7-game series. 7 games, the best team usually wins. You play more plays, more games, okay, that's what you're trying to do, but you got to be careful, because if the other team on offense is pretty darn good, they're going to try and expose your defense. So there's some give and take there if you're really trying to win every game, as opposed to, you know, score as many points as you can. I know that's my job, but you just got to make sure that that's, you know, what you're trying to do.